What's going on, guys? So behind me is my 2022 GMC Sierra SLT, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to y'all about the 5 things that I love about it and the 5 things that I absolutely hate about it. Let's jump straight into it. So we're going to start off with the 5 things that I love before we jump into the nitty gritty. But I wanted to start off, number 1, I absolutely love the way these trucks look, specifically when they're modified, but even stock, they look extremely good, especially in black. But dude, a leveling kit, wheels and tires, call it a day. They look absolutely amazing. So I love how easy they are to make look absolutely incredible. We're gonna hop inside for number 2, but this new infotainment system is absolutely amazing. Let's see if it'll do the thing. There we go. How sick is that? That's super cool. But above and beyond that, just the digital dash paired with this new screen, it is awesome. Your chime noise, little to be desired there. But sorry for that break in the video. That's going to be one of my things that I hate. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But like I was saying, it's awesome in here. Completely customizable cluster, completely digital, of course. But just overall, everything feels amazing. Everything is in place. So for one, I absolutely love the new infotainment system. So as corny as it is, and I will honestly admit I was a hater previously, but I absolutely love the multi-pro tailgate. So there's just something really enjoyable and useful about it. So of course the downside is you really can't rock a hitch, at least not a standard one anymore. And I was always one that said, dude, the bumper steps are great. You don't need anything else. But I can't tell y'all how many times I've just plopped that down just like that and just walked straight up in here. It is honestly amazing. It's totally hands-free. I know they give you the little Ford stick over there, but I've never used that. There's no need for it, right? I have honestly, though, really enjoyed this multi-pro tailgate, which, like I said, I, in the past, before getting it, was a hater. But now I do really enjoy it. And there's obviously a lot of additions you could do. So you can do the speakers, and I think there's something else you can put in there, backup lights or something. But yeah, dude, it is honestly not just a gimmick. It's a little cumbersome to get put back up, but I think it looks really cool, unlike some of the others, like the barn doors on the Dodge that's got the crack offset. It looks absolutely terrible. I just think as far as tailgates go, modern, new school tailgates, I think GM has knocked it out of the park with the multi-pro. I actually really like it. Up next, we got to pop the hood because I love the powertrain in this truck. So this is a 5.3 paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission with 342 gears. So I did have to opt for the max trailering package to get the 342 gears. But honestly, this truck drives absolutely amazing. The 10-speed is so buttery smooth. I've absolutely loved it in every GM truck that I've gotten in. The 342s give this thing a much better ratio, in my opinion, versus the 323s, so that when you put larger wheels and tires like I have on there now, it's not struggling. That was really my biggest complaint when my 2018 Silverado with a 6-speed with 308 gears that I had was, once you put any size tire on it, it really felt the weight of it, and it was struggling. Versus this, it honestly doesn't. You floor it, it moves pretty quick. Normal daily driving, it's not hunting for gears. It really does not really care. So next up is going to be the overall driving experience. So if we hop in here real quick, we're not going to hit the road. I'm just going to talk to y'all about it. But if you look, you have a very powerful driving position. From the dash to the hood, everything is so aggressive. You feel very powerful and in control. And honestly, this truck has such road presence. People don't pull out in front of you. People don't merge over on top of you. Like, people honestly respect this truck, which is hilarious to say, but they really do. So that's one thing that not all vehicles have. You know, you get into a smaller vehicle or something and people will pull out in front of you, like right out in front of you, not care, not be courteous whatsoever. Well, when you got this big beefy thing coming down the road, it tends to make people appreciate it and, you know, second guess, oh, maybe I should wait for that truck. All right, now it's time to get into basically what I wanted to make this video about, because obviously the entire truck is good. I really do love the whole truck, right? But there's definitely some things that I despise about it. Starting off with this black paint. Oh my gosh, my biggest mistake. So my 06 Sierra is black, but it's old. It's expected to have little dings and scratches and stuff. If you look at this thing, it gets scratches, right? So Onyx black GM paint, especially this new stuff, It's terrible, dude. It's terrible. It's already covered in swirl marks and stuff, water spots, all kinds of things. I think I've washed this truck like 3 times since I bought it, because unlike my older white vehicles, you wash them a million times, you don't really notice anything. Sorry, just stepped in an ant bed. Dude, every time you wash this thing, you're gonna find new scratches. You're gonna be putting new swirl marks. Like, it was a major mistake. I should not have gotten black, because even though it looks amazing, I absolutely love the way that this thing looks. And honestly, even like right here in direct sunlight, most colors would be washed out or not looking good. It looks amazing until you get up close to it, and it's just, golly, GM paint is just the worst. Thankfully, I've not really experienced any big rock chips or anything. As I say that, oh, that's not even a rock chip. Okay, so like my Trail Boss, I had a ton of rock chips. My 2018 Silverado, both of those were Summit White. Bad about rock chipping. This hasn't really been. I know I've got a lot of chrome up here to protect it, but even like here, I've not really seen any rock chips. But dadgummit, it just swirls and scratches so easy. Like, you can't even touch this with a microfiber and it not scratch. So yeah, that's definitely my #1 thing I hate about this truck, is the, I don't know if you'd call it maintenance or upkeep, or just, I hate Onyx Black GM paint. It is the freaking worst. #2 thing that I hate is in the interior. And you might have seen this coming. If you've bought a new truck in the last year or two, you've probably experienced the same thing as me. That being the dreaded chip shortage. So this truck, I did option with heated and cooled seats. However, neither one works. So they have to do a retrofit once the chips become available. Basically, they said that they would rather send out trucks with the options not working rather than them sit in lots until the chips got in. I've had this truck for what, 3 months now. Have not heard anything about getting my cooled and heated seats working, which it's 9:46. Well, it's actually pretty cool today, 82 degrees. It's been in the hundreds. Y'all know what it's like. Cooled seats would have been really nice over the last couple months, GM. Like, genuinely. So I absolutely hate that they don't have all the functionality. I guess I would prefer to have the truck. So in the grand scheme of things, yes, I'm glad I got the truck and don't have those working currently, instead of just not getting the truck until they have those working. But still, the chip shortage, man, that's some bull crap. I want my cooled seats today, yesterday, the day I bought it. It's hot. I would really appreciate them. And so, yeah, that's definitely something that I really dislike, is the chip shortage issues. So the next thing I absolutely hate about this truck is the connectivity. So you probably saw when I was talking about how much I loved the dash that the video cut. And that is because the truck automatically connects once you crank it to your phone. And if you're filming, it boots you out of it, which is so annoying. There's been so many times when I've been filming like exterior shots or whatever, and I forgot to completely disconnect my phone. And so when I drive by my phone, the truck grabs it, kills the footage, pops up Apple CarPlay, and just ruins the entire thing. Now, this is probably only us YouTubers would experience, or someone that likes to make videos or whatever, but it's so annoying how dramatic it is, or how forceful it is to engage Apple CarPlay. So there should, in my opinion, be like a soft connect, I would call it. Probably not relatable to everybody, but that gets on my nerves really, really bad. All right, next up is going to be how hard these GM seats are. So I know a lot of people complain about them. Previously in the past, I've said that I didn't think they were super hard in my last truck. However, jumping out of my 06, which is questionably a little too squishy, into this is super freaking hard. And if you do any long driving, a couple hours, you're going to have numb butt. You're going to have a hurting back. Like, I know I have seat covers. They're leather under here. Like, these are the premium seats, right? If you genuinely hate someone and they have to ride with you, put them in this middle seat back here and they will hate their life or have perfect posture, because this sticks out so far. That's pushed all the way in, right? There's this huge hump. This middle seat is probably the most uncomfortable middle back seat that I've ever sat in. It is absolutely terrible. No one's going to want to sit there. If you dislike someone, put them right there. If you care about someone remotely at all, tell them to just drive their own vehicle if that's the last seat available, because this thing sucks. So the last thing I hate about this truck is pretty much plagued with all newer vehicles. They are trying to make them not modifiable. So the newer the truck, the harder it is, right? So like this truck right here, the ECU is completely locked. They haven't cracked it yet. You can't tune this thing. So there's very, very few and far between options for modifying it. You're pretty much stuck, like I would say a new MacBook or something, where they have all of the hardware integrated to the board. It's very similar to this. You buy it and you're stuck with it. So if you want to get something different, something more powerful, something different, whatever, you're gonna have to go buy a whole new vehicle. Now that's a little dramatic. Obviously here you can change all your suspension, your wheels and tires, you can change your exhaust, all that kind of stuff. But as far as the engine and stuff, ECU's totally locked. They're not wanting anyone to mess with them, and I'm sure that's the big guy in the sky watching us. Not God. I'm talking about y'all know who I'm talking about. They don't want us to modify our vehicles, right? Which absolutely sucks. So the newer the vehicles, the more in the future, they're just going to become harder and harder to modify. So like this truck right here, you can't even put a cold air intake on it without it triggering a light, which from what I've read, like on my 21, they had the air filter life meter. You could disable that and it didn't give you any issues. But on these trucks, apparently, even if you turn that off, they still throw up a code when you put a cold air intake on it, which is, I mean, honestly, a cold air intake probably doesn't do anything on the new trucks. They're just so efficient from the factory. But with that being said, come on, man, that's just, it's bull crap. So of course you can still do catbacks, anything behind the cat, like I have on this truck right now, which I'll crank it up for y'all because that should have been on the list of things I love, because glorious V8. We'll do that real quick. Yes, sounds great. 3-inch straight pipe, catback, sounds wonderful. Now that's pretty much it, right? So as far as like, if I want to have this thing any faster, we're pretty much stuck. I don't even think they have gears available. I don't think, unless you can get a factory option. Like Ford offers, I think, up to a 410 gear in their trucks. Well, not GM. Overall, I do really enjoy this truck. That's why I wanted to implement the love and hate into one video. It's a great truck. If you buy this, I think you will thoroughly enjoy it in stock trim or modified trim, either way. But it's definitely not perfect, right? There's definitely always flaws in vehicles. And, you know, having bought this myself, not GM giving it to me, I'm not obligated to praise it as the end all be all. So yeah, there's definitely several things that are really annoying, and I wish we're a little bit different, that would make the overall experience better. I guess one bonus thing that I hate about it is the price. New trucks are getting so incredibly expensive that, dude, I mean, they're just honestly out of the hands of the average Joe. Like, this truck was more expensive than any vehicle I've ever even thought about buying. So with all that being said, hopefully you did enjoy. Y'all comment down below. Let me know what the one thing you absolutely love about your truck is, and the number one thing that you absolutely hate about it is. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video.